Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Tisha's 2-Minute Tips. I'm Tisha Dodge. I'm a lawyer and a social entrepreneur, and when we work together, we make this world a better place. Today, we're talking about how to guarantee payments in the face of uncertainty. There are multiple ways to guarantee payments in a legal contract. So let's talk about Maggie, who has a side gig as a makeup artist. She's featured in our new program called Ready and Resilient. In December of 2019, a bride booked Maggie for $1,000 worth of makeup services for a wedding scheduled for March 28th, 2020 at an exclusive venue for 500 people. Maggie would apply her makeup before the ceremony and be on call for touch-ups, for photos, and during the reception. Maggie got a $500 deposit to save the date. And then you know what happened, COVID hit. On March 19, 2020, a little more than a week before the wedding, the venue was forced to close due to an executive order stating that social gatherings could not have more than 10 people. Maggie offered to let the bride pick a new date, but the bride rejected Maggie's idea to rebook. The bride instead demanded her $500 back, claiming that Maggie breached the contract under the force majeure provision. Force majeure is just a French term we use in U.S. law to say that when something happens beyond the control of both parties, then neither party is required to perform under the contract. The bride claimed that the government shutdown was a force majeure event that required Maggie to return the $500. Now, the bride was also a lawyer who sent Maggie a demand letter, and because Maggie didn't automatically return the $500, the bride claimed that Maggie was now also responsible for attorney's fees because she had to send a demand letter. Maggie was freaked out because she thought she'd have to return the $500, but then she was also out of pocket another $400 for attorney's fees. I told Maggie, don't panic, because you have a really great contract. First, we argued that the government shutdown was not a force majeure event because the bride could have still had a wedding of under 10 people and Maggie could have still performed makeup services for the bride. Second, we had a contract provision that the deposit was non-refundable. Third, we had a late cancellation policy that stated when the late cancellation was due to the customer, the entire balance was still due. Fourth, we had a provision that attorney's fees would be due if we had to start collection proceedings. So Maggie didn't actually breach the contract. Maggie was not legally required to return the $500. In fact, under the contract, Maggie could have actually made the bride pay the entire balance of the contract, plus Maggie's attorney's fees, without ever performing any makeup services. When we pointed this all out to the bride, who was a lawyer, the bride decided that it was a better idea to let Maggie keep the $500 and the parties go their own way. Maggie was thrilled because she had multiple weddings booked for 2020. And so the deposits really helped her when her cash flow was low. And unlike the bride in this story, many of her bridal customers were grateful that they could rebook. And Maggie had additional income to look forward to once places started to open back up. This is the power of being ready and resilient. If you want to know more about how Maggie made her payments pandemic proof, join us for Ready and Resilient, where we'll show you how Maggie actually did it with some sample contract provisions. Click below for more information. I hope you found this thought-provoking and helpful. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.